How about a favorites video? I haven't done one since November, so it's kind of looking like my favorites videos are turning into like quarterly favorites videos. So I do have quite a few products, a lot of ones that I've been using for quite a while that I really like, and then just a couple that are more current favorites, and then I also have a fail or two as well. So let's just jump right into it. To start off with, I have got the Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray, and this is a product that I have been using for years. More frequently, I tend to grab for it in the winter months for obvious reasons. My skin is really dry, but and I also get the question, what setting spray do I use on my face? And I don't use a setting spray. I really prep my skin with skincare and stuff like that before I put on makeup. And then like these drier months, if I do tend to look a little bit powdery or my skin is feeling dry, or throughout the day, I use this right here because it has got some nice ingredients in them. Not a lot of finishing sprays or those type of products have the best ingredients in them, and if it's going to be sitting on my face all day, it's not a product that I would like to use frequently. You know, maybe for a special occasion where I want my makeup to stay on for an extra long time, maybe, but mostly I don't really have a problem with my makeup melting off too often. But this is what I like to use for powderiness, setting makeup. It does that too for me because I have the dry skin, and then also throughout the day if I need extra moisturization, 10 squirts of this. I've been through several bottles of this throughout the years. So that's the Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray, and it sprays out in a really nice mist as well. So a product that I picked up probably 2 months ago was the Shea Moisture African Black Soap. It looks like that. This is a new one. I have got one that I'm using in my bathroom, but it's a pretty hefty block of soap, 8 ounces of soap. And I started using this on my Beauty Blender. I've tried the Dr. Bronner's and the Beauty Blender Solid, which is a really good brush cleaner as well, but I never did get my Beauty Blenders as clean as I would like them, the Solid. This does. This does a really good job. And then so I thought, well, it's probably going to do a really good job on my brushes as well. And since it has got shea butter, oats, aloe, vitamin E, essential oil blend, glycerin, it's got some really good ingredients in there too. So since it cleans so well, and I used it on one of my Goss white goat hair brushes as well, and it's, you know, the soap is black and it doesn't put any color on any of the brushes. It washes totally clean and white. So in addition to having those conditioning ingredients for natural hair brushes, I've really been enjoying this for washing Beauty Blenders, synthetics, natural hair brushes. It just does a really good job. Prior to that, on like synthetics and stuff, I would use Dawn dish soap, and the problem that I have with that, it gets things very clean, but I have really soft well water where I live, so getting the suds of the soap out of the brushes was always a bit of a task. So that was the only reason I was searching for something other than the Dawn dish soap that I had used for so long, because it was a pain to get the suds out. But I really like this stuff as a cleanser, and it's like this one, the first one I got at Walmart, I want to say $3.99 or something like that, and then this one here I bought at GNC, which is also, it was all like $3 something there as well. And I know that Target also sells Shea Moisture, so really like this, and it's cheap and inexpensive, 8 ounces. Then I have 2 powders to mention here. I have got the Marc Jacobs. It's called the Perfection Powder Featherweight Foundation, and it's in 120 Ivory. I don't use it as a foundation. I don't think that it's really a thick, heavy coverage if you were to use it as a foundation. I use it very lightly over my BB cream, like as a setting powder, if I want just a little bit more coverage. This comes in a translucent version as well, which I also really like. It's this one right here, and it's called 100 Finish Line Perfection Powder. This one here, when I want just a little bit more coverage, it's what I have on my face today to set the Dr. Jart BB cream that I like. And then when I don't really want to be more flawless, I'll go for this one right here, which is the Perfection Powder. And the texture of both of these is the, it's like the An Extra Dimension gel baked type of product in there. So it's really a thin type of a setting powder. and it just looks really pretty on the skin. I've really been using them quite a bit, and I have had these for quite a while, but I had cleaned out my powders, foundation, whatever drawer, and these were in there, and so I told myself I wasn't going to buy any powders till I used up some of the ones that I have, and these were just sitting in my drawer for a while, and they're really nice products. I've used them a lot. So this is 120 Ivory, and this is the 100 Finish Line, which the Finish Line one is similar to like the NARS Light Reflecting, like the powder that they have, same type of thing. So this is them swatched on my fingers here. This is the translucent one, and here's the 120 Ivory right there. My latest greatest highlighter situation has been the Chanel Camellia de Plumes illuminating powder from the Christmas collection. And then I like to mix it with the Burberry, my all-time favorite Burberry Nude Radiance in 01. It's what I have on the tops of my cheeks today. But this one here can be a little bit much at times. So I like to mix it with the Burberry, and it tones it down a bit, but still gives me a little bit more shine to the top of my cheeks than just the Burberry alone. And I was just looking at, it was Harper's Bazaar, February, and I saw this powder, a powder that looked very, very similar to this, featured in the beauty section of that magazine. And it's a February issue, so like they wouldn't feature a product. You wouldn't think so anyway. They wouldn't feature a product that was like discontinued. But it said Camellia de Plumes on there, and then it said in platine. So I don't know if they're going to be coming out with another one of these or not. If anybody knows, let us know. This one here doesn't have a specific name. It's just Camellia de Plume Highlighting Powder is what it's called. So the fact that that one had a name in the magazine, Platine, kind of got me excited that maybe there's, and then in addition to being featured in the February issue, it made me think that they're going to come out with another something similar to this, which really makes me excited. But anyway, this has been my favorite highlight combination, the Burberry Nude Radiance 01 and the Chanel Camellia de Plume. Two eyeliners that I picked up probably 2 months ago, I'd say, are the Clinique water resistant eyeliners, and they only come in two colors, number 11 natural black and number 12 muted brown. And every time I post a picture on Instagram with these two liners, I feel like somebody asks me what eyeliner I'm wearing. They are essentially like a cake liner. They did have some little flimsy brushes that came with them, but I don't use those. This is muted brown and this is natural black, and what I really like about them is that they're water activated and they don't like flake or smudge on me. I mean, granted, if you were to get them like really wet while they're on, they'll probably come off because they're activated with water, but these don't smudge or flake for me or smear even like the Laura Mercier cake liners do, which I was enjoying the Laura Mercier cake liners for quite a while. I can't use them with water because they just smudge and flake really, really bad with water. So I went ahead and purchased the Laura Mercier activator for the liners, and that was doing a good job and I was using it quite a bit. But when I got about halfway through one of the cake liners, the liner, when I activated it, it wouldn't set on my eyes. It stayed tacky and it was really annoying. So I just kind of brushed off my Laura Mercier cake liners and was searching for something better. But I like to make my eyeliner super, super fluid, like borderline, you know, watery-ish fluid, because it's so much easier to glide on the top of the eyes. You get a sharp line, sharp point. There's no tugging. It's super opaque in a pass. Like, I really like to have a fluid eyeliner, and then these are activated with water. I also really like. These are fairly inexpensive too. I want to say they were like $14, and from what I had read on the Nordstrom site, which is where I got them, was Clinique had discontinued these for a while. This was based on a review that I read on there, and they had more recently brought them back. So the natural black is more of a deep charcoal color, and then the brown is just a nice brown liner. So I've really been enjoying those, and in addition to those, when I want something a little more budge proof or like some funner colors, and again I like to make things as fluid as possible, I had purchased these Crayolan cake eyeliner sets, and I think that I got these off of Namie's, but they come in tons of fun colors. I'm wearing the black out of here, and then I also use the activator from that, which is the cake eyeliner sealer, also from Crayolan, and this works really nicely with these. Now when you're working with liners with a sealer, you gotta kind of be careful not to try them with a sealer and then a water afterwards or anything. You want to keep it with whatever activator you've been using because they can get kind of weird otherwise. But I actually have two of these palettes. This one right here is the standard one. Like, look how pretty these colors are. And then this one right here is the standard 2 palette. So really fun colors. This isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm not one who likes to pull on the eyes. I like super opaque, super sharp, and all that. I did just recently try the Tartelette clay liner that came out with the little well on the end, the little squeeze tube. And it's nice when you first squeeze it out, and then I feel like it gets a little bit more difficult to work with. And then too, when it dries, the edges are not crisp. Something about the way that it dries is unfinished looking to me. Like, even when people are like promoting it on Instagram with their fancy designs with it, I can see that the lines aren't crisp when it dries. So I return that. I'm sure some people are going to just absolutely love that Tartelette liner, but it just wasn't for me. So love the cake liners and the fluidity that I can create with them. Not everybody's cup of tea though. A couple cheek products that I have been loving are the By Terry blushes. I have got two of them. I've got Bohemian Pink. Bohemian Flirt, I think it's called, yeah. And then this one here, which is called Sexy Pink. They're beautiful blushes, great pigmentation, great blendability, and they really look so pretty on the cheeks. The compact is really substantial, which it should be because these are some really spendy blushes, but they're really gorgeous, and they come with 0.21 ounces of product. But this one is Sexy Pink right there, and it's just, I just think it's gorgeous, and they look really beautiful on the skin. That's Sexy Pink. And then the other cheek product that I've been loving is a cream blush palette, and this is the Stila Field of Florals Convertible Color Dual Lip and Cheek Palette. I'm not one for cream cheek products, probably because I've tried so many and none ever really are that easy to use on the skin, and they're not that easy to use over powder either. Which I've tried them both ways, both over liquid and both over powder, and a lot of them just tend to move the product underneath even when I try to stipple them. These are great. These are the convertible color deals. I did a video on this. I'll link it down below if by chance you're interested in it, but I've been using this a load. I haven't been able to put it down since I've gotten it. I just keep gravitating towards it because especially in these drier months, because it makes my skin look so hydrated when it's like so not hydrated. It's like a glow from within and makes my skin look really nice, and they're easy to work with. I've been using them with the Sephora Pro angled blush brush, which is a synthetic brush, and I just put some on the back of my hand, kind of distribute it in a about, you know, the size of the end of the brush, tap it in there like that, and just tap it on my cheeks, and it's just beautiful. They're really beautiful products. I actually purchased a couple more off the Stila website when they were having a sale of some of the colors that I really liked out of this palette. So this next product is pretty new to me, but I have not been able to stop using it since I got it, which was like probably a week and a half ago now. Every single day I just want to use this. And it's the Marc Jacobs Light Filtering Contour Powder in number 20 Dream Filter. At first I didn't think I was going to be as crazy as I am about this, but I love this powder right here. It looks so nice on my cool fair skin. And then I use it with the brush here, the shape brush, which I also love, to put it in the backs of my cheeks, and I blend it upwards, and it gives a really pretty bronzy contour type of look. I have it all over my face in a more bronzer fashion with a little bit more in the back for a little bit of contour. But it buffs out so beautifully. It blends really nice. I don't use the highlight shade too much. I've been kind of toying around with it just because it's like there, and I just kind of buff around the edges of the bronzy color a little bit on the face just to toy around with it. But it's not something that I love, but I love this half right here. I cannot stop using it. It's just a really pretty bronzy contour for a fair pink skin toned gal like myself. So I really love that. It's number 20 Dream Filter. And then on to eyes. I have been really loving the Tom Ford cream color for eyes in the shade number 1 Platinum. I could just use this by itself. I'm not somebody who really likes to use just one product on the eyes. I like to get all technical and, you know, have my fun with eyeshadow and whatever. But this alone looks just beautiful. I like kind of pack it more heavy on the lid and blend it upwards, up through the crease, and put on a like that Clinique muted brown liner, and it just looks so pretty. I'm really surprised by how much I like the Tom Ford cream shadows. Typically cream shadows are of the long wearing type, like the Maybelline Color Tattoos, even like the long wearing shadow sticks. Those really make my dry lids look old, make them look crepey. I don't like them simply because the way that they make my skin look on the eyes. I think that they age the eyelid personally. So this one here doesn't do that. If you have oily lids, this is probably going to crease on you and stuff like that. 12-14 hours of wear, this will crease on me. Again, I just use it by itself without a primer or anything because it's quick and easy and fast. I don't mind if my shadow creases after like 12 or 14 hours on a regular day. Just as long, I'd much rather have my eyeshadow look creased and kind of melted looking than dry and crepey. But anyway, the Tom Ford cream shadows are really great. This one's in platinum, and this is the one that I've been using a load. It's a really pretty color. Tom Ford just released another cream shadow on the Neiman's website as well. I believe it's a dark charcoal color. So if you're interested, and I'm pretty sure that a couple maybe counters, and I think I've seen this on either Neiman's or Nordstrom's still, so if you're interested in that, but I really love it. A couple palettes that I've really loved over the past couple months are the Kat Von D Interstellar palette. I've used this a lot since I've gotten it, like a lot more than I had anticipated using it. Every time I use it, the looks just come out really, really pretty, and they're really easy, and they blend, and the colors are just really, really flattering. I think it, you know, it's more of a cool tone palette, and I have a cool skin tone, so maybe that's why, but I've just really been enjoying this particular palette. I did do a video on it, so I'll link it down below if you're interested in that. Also, the NARS Dual Intensity eyeshadow palette. This is a more recent purchase, but I have been using this a lot, in conjunction with the next two palettes that I'm going to show you. But I've just been using this a ton. They're really pretty easy to work with eyeshadows on the eyes. I do find that a couple of the shades I kind of have to dig my brush into them to get some pigment off of them. Not that they're not pigmented, they're just kind of pressed a little bit harder in the little thing here. But I really love the NARS Dual Intensity eyeshadows, both this palette and all of the singles that I have as well. So I did do a video on this, I'll link it down below. And then the palettes that I've been loving with this here are these two Vids palettes. This one here is the 08 Editorial Bright palette, which I had a friend pick up for me at IMATS LA. This palette here is available for pre-order along with the Cool Mattes palette, which I cannot wait to get my hands on Muse Beauty Pro, I believe is the website. And then also the Vids Nude Matte 01 palette. This is also on Muse Beauty Pro if it's sold out on Sephora. I'm not sure if it is or not. But these two palettes here and this NARS palette, like these three palettes here, endless beautiful combinations of eye looks. Like I just keep grabbing them and grabbing them and grabbing them. I just love them a lot. This one here is the Editorial Brights. I believe that I read on Instagram that they're going to be switching up one of these reds to, I think, a deeper red, because these ones are quite similar. I know that they brought these out at IMATS LA for like a test run, this one and the Cool Mattes palette, but these shadows here are beautiful. They perform beautiful. I did a get ready with me using this palette, and if you want to see it like perform or whatever, but it's a gorgeous palette. The thing that I thought was kind of funny about it was the formula and the ingredients on this Editorial Brights palette is completely different from all my other Vids palettes, which I love all of my Vids palettes, so just to make note of that. But these ones in particular I've just been using a ton. But the ingredients on these two palettes is completely different. So essentially the formula is completely different because the ingredients are completely different, but they perform the same to me. You know, for matte brights like this, they are just the bomb.com matte bright eyeshadows, and I just love them. Any palette that they come out with, I just can't wait to get my hands on them. So I will be pre-ordering or trying to get my hands on the Cool Matte palettes as well, which if you go to Muse Beauty Pro and look at that, it's beautiful. So anyway, love these. Since we're talking about eyeshadow, I thought I'd mention these two brushes that I absolutely love. They're the Chikuhodo GSN 7 brush and then also the Chikuhodo GSN 9 brush. They are some of the softest brushes for the eye area. For me, investing in brushes that do not have any tugging or pulling or scratching on the eyelid are worth every penny. When you're an avid makeup person who loves to put on eyeshadow and stuff like that, it'll take a toll on your skin if you're using a really scratchy brush and just blending and blending and blending with it. So I really recommend investing in these good soft eyeshadow brushes for the sake of your eye skins. But there's a ton of other eye brushes and face brushes and stuff like that that I love as well, including all my Goss brushes and Chikuhoda brushes and a couple Hakuhoda brushes. I've started a list of my favorite top high-end brushes, you know, by category, and then their inexpensive counterparts. So I'm still filling in a couple of gaps there, but I get a lot of questions on brushes and stuff like that, and hopefully that one, you know, my favorite brushes. And you know, if you watch my my get ready with me videos, or like the parts of the videos where I do like a demo or whatever, usually any brush that I pick up, eye brushes, face brushes, for the most part are ones that I enjoy. So if you watch those, if I pick up a brush, this, that, the other, I enjoy it. I will not put brushes that are scratchy around my eyes. No way. I've been enjoying the GSN 7 brush for highlight and underneath the brow, and I've been enjoying the GSN 9 for lid, crease, detail work on the outside. These are just both really, really great brushes. And then I have a couple lip products as well. Number 1 being the Tom Ford Lips and Boys Lip Color in number 41 Olivier, and this is still available on quite a few websites at the moment. But when I hauled this lipstick, I had mentioned that if ever there was a lipstick color created for me, I'd want it to look like this. This is my backup one. I have one in here that I like to use, and then I have one that I carry around with me in my my bag when I go places and stuff like that. But it's just a beautiful color. So this is number 41 Olivier from Tom Ford Lips and Boys. I think I went over something, but... And I do like to use this with some lip liners that I'm going to show you as well, or also the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. You can use this with a nude lip liner. You can pull it a couple different ways, but the color on the lips is just absolutely beautiful, and I love it. I've seen in a couple other people's favorites videos the NARS Velvet Lip Liner in El Agua, which I absolutely love this lip liner as well. I really like the NARS Velvet Lip Liner formula. It's really nice. I've got 3 of these so far, but I'm mentioning this one in particular. For one, I do really love it, but 2, I know it's really hard to get a hold of. I believe only like the NARS Boutique has this, and then the NARS website, but it's like sold out a lot. So I'm mentioning it because I love it, but also because it's very, very close to one of my all-time favorite lip liners ever, which is the Clinique Quick Liner for Lips in the shade Sky Violet, number 29. This Sky Violet lip liner, I've been through loads of these. Loads and loads. Not like 5 or 6, but like 10 or 20. Probably 30. A lot of these. I've been using this lip liner for years. This El Agua lip liner is probably one of the only ones that has come out that has come as close in color to the Clinique one. I like both formulas of these. The Clinique one is a little bit more matte looking on the lips, and then the El Agua one looks a little bit shinier in my opinion. So let me swatch them next to each other for you guys. This one here is the NARS El Agua lip liner. And then this one here is the Clinique Sky Violet lip liner. This is the Clinique one, is the one that I have on my lips today. I know you guys love my swatches. So you can see that they're pretty doggone close. There's the El Agua in the middle, and I try to get this next to it so you can see how close they are. And then too, the Clinique one is pretty cheap. I think these are like 14 bucks. So, and then some products that were fails for me. I ordered the QVC, I think it's called Your Face But Better or something like that. It came with the a compact with the CC cream that a lot of people love, a new CC eye concealer thing, a lipstick, a powder, and a brush. The brush was the nicest thing in the whole kit. I thought the lipstick looks like 100 lipsticks that you have. The CC cream used with the powder just looked ugly. Like when I wore it, I could not wait to wash it off. I was so hesitant to put either of the liquid CC products even on my face because they've got lemon in them, they've got lime in them, they've got bergamot in them. Those are all phototoxic ingredients, meaning when they're on your skin and you go out in the sun, they're subjected to the sun, they can really irritate and burn your skin. Kind of like, you know how people use lemon on their hair to lighten their hair? It's reacted from the sun. So like I was like confused. For one, it's got some really irritating ingredients in those two products. For two, the ingredients lists on both the CC eye cream and the CC cream were like word for word the same. So I'm like, that's kind of pointless. They also look the same to me on the skin. And then also I didn't understand with those ingredients in them, it's a SPF of 50, which any SPF is great. I'm all adamant about the SPF, but having that high of an SPF with such sun sensitive ingredients in it just did not make sense to me. So that went back. I wanted to keep the brush, that's all. So that was a big fail. And then two other fails for me are the Makeup Geek Soft Dome Brush. I know a lot of people love this brush. It is a factory cut, really blunt cut brush. This here feels like I'm exfoliating my eyelids. I think it was like $8 or something like that. I think it's worth it to skip 2 days of Starbucks and purchase a Wayne Goss number 19. You can see by looking at it that it's factory cut, so that's what gives it its extra scratchiness, you know. I mean, I'm really used to using my Goss 19 or a lot of my Goss brushes or my Chick brushes or my Hakuhodo brushes or whatever, and this just is, I mean, it's so worth it on the eyes to save it, you know, try to save an extra $10 and purchase a better brush for your eyes. I was just really, I wanted to get it because so many people love it. I was just so disappointed in the quality of this. And then another brush that I bought was the Louise Young LY24B brush. I got it because it's a really thin little eyeliner brush, and I like to use a really thin pointy brush for my liner, like my cake liner or whatever liner method that I'm using. This here is so flimsy that when you get, especially since I like to use that liquid product, there's no control. So if you try to bring the liner back in on itself, the brush will just bend over and the tip won't go where you want it to on the eye. So let me see if you guys can tell how, like, it's just much too flimsy for my liking. Like it needs a little bit more structure to it. So I wish I would have sent this back because I really do not like it. So that's all she wrote for my current favorite products and products that I've really been using and enjoying, and then also a few fails in there. I think I'm going to go ahead and film a haul video. So if you see me with the same makeup on, that's why. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.